Hi friends, so today I'm going to show you how to install Solid on VirtualBox. Okay, if you're planning to install Solid in your laptop and desktop, so you can follow me. I will show you a step by step how to install. Okay, fine. So before I'm going to install, let me show you something. So you need two software. One is that Solid ISO file, and another one is that VirtualBox. If you have a VMware like workstation, that is also fine, and or else you can use the VirtualBox. Okay, so VirtualBox you have to download from this site www.virtualbox.org, and you can go here and download. Click here download, and you can download. In my case, I have already downloaded. Okay, second one is that Solid ISO file. So you can go in Google and type Solid like version and then download. Once you type and then hit enter, you will get lots of URL. So in the first URL you have to click like once you click here, then in this page you have to click here like installation from the CD, DVD or USB. Once you click here, now in this page there are lots of options are showing. So what you have to do, you have to click here text installer 742 MB. Okay, once you click here, then it will ask you to do login credential. So if you have already, then you can use that one, and if you don't have, then you can create the account. So in a create the account, like very simple, like you have to give your name, email address and password. That's it. In my case, I have already downloaded this ISO file also, so I'm not going to download here. I will give this both link in a video description. If you need, you can download from here. Fine. So let me open now Oracle VirtualBox. So these are my VM. So what you have to do, you have to click here in new. Here you have what you have to give. You have to give the VM name. Okay, so VM name I'm going to give here like test underscore Solid, test underscore Solid. Once I give VM name here, you can see by default type is automatically selecting Solid. So what you have to do in a version, you have to select now, because I'm going to install Oracle Solid 11 64 bits, so I'm selecting this one. If you have different version, you can select that one. Okay, once you select the version, then click on next. Yes, in this page like memory allocation. So in a memory allocation, like by default it's telling like you should have to assign at least 1536 MB. Okay, so but my case I'm going to assign 2 GB because I have to perform some other activity, so at least 2 GB need. So let me give 2 GB. Yeah. Then now you click next. So in a hard disk, so I'm going to create a virtual hard disk now. By default option, I'm not going to change anything here. So in a hard disk type, so here also I'm going to by default like VDI VirtualBox disk image. I'm not going to change anything here. So here dynamic allocated, that's fine. In this page a hard disk allocation, a storage allocation. So like in my case I need 20 GB. Okay, like minimum 60 GB 60 GB is required, but as per your requirement you can change it. So in my case I need 20 GB. If you need 40 GB 50 GB, you can assign that one. Okay, now you have here in this option, so like this by default is selecting in my home directory, that it's going to create that file. If you want to change the location, you can click here and then you can change the location. Like you can check in your laptop and desktop where is the space is available. According to that you can change the path. Now let me click here, then I create. Now you can see my VM is here created. but in this VM no OS is there as of now. So what I have to do, I have to change few settings. So select your VM and then go to the settings. In a general option like that VM name and like location, like path, all those things. So I'm not going to change anything. So in a memory I have already allocated. If you want, you can change it from here. Memory, processor, like CPU kind of things. If you want, you can change it from here. What you have to do, you have to click here storage. Okay, so in storage, in this section, you have to select the ISO file, which one you downloaded. Okay, so click here empty. You can see this now it is showing empty. You have to click here and then go here and then choose disk. And in my case, I have this file in a downloaded directory. So you go downloaded and then select the ISO file here and then click open. Okay, now you go to the network settings, because I need to connect this server from outside console. Like I want to connect to the putty, so let me change something in the network side also. So here let me select host only adapter and then go to the advanced, and here all, allow all, and then click on the second adapter. Here you enable the adapter and then here select NAT. Okay, fine. Now click OK. So everything in now correct. So everything in place. Now what you have to do, you have to start this VM. Click start. Now wait. Yeah, you can see now console is open. Let me. Okay, so you can see I'm getting error here. It's saying no bootable media found. Okay, system in a halt. So what I have to do in this condition? Let me sorry. Let me power off. Okay, because I have to change one more thing. Let me power off. Go to setting again. Go to storage. Here let me select again ISO file and then click OK, and let me again click start. Yeah, in this time I'm getting now like, so that actually one option was there, I skip, right? So that's why I got that error. Now it's working fine. You can see booting Oracle Solidis 11. Sorry. So I can say it's like, you know, if you, for practice purpose, if you want to install that Solid in your system and like in a like in your laptop and desktop, so you can easily install and then you can start practice. Okay, fine. So in this window you can see like it's asking that keyboard language selection. So let me like select the language. So there are multiple languages it's showing in a list, so total 27. So let me select the US English 27. Okay, so you have to put here number 27, then hit enter. Fine. Now here you're asking that select the language you wish to use. Okay, so here is now that is previous was the keyboard. Here is asking the which language you want to use. So I want to use English. So where is the English? In the third. So you have to press 3 and then hit enter. So host name is coming, you know, so this you can see. So we will change that one. Yes, so now we are getting the installation option. So you can see first is that install Oracle Solaris, second is install additional drive, third is a shell, fourth is a terminal types, and fifth is a reboot. So because I need to install, so I have to select one option, then hit enter. It will take time. We have to wait. Yes, so now you can see welcome to Oracle Solaris. So now we are in this window, and this window it's lots of messages are showing, right? If you want to, you can read it, like that information message I can say. So I can suggest you can read it, this message. Okay, so in my condition actually I know this message, so I have to press F2, okay, to continue. Yes, so in this option, like it's asking to select the discovery method from for disk. So I don't have that, so I'll have to select the local disk. Okay, so then again local disk, and then I already selected the local disk. Then let me press the F2 to continue. Okay, so here is types of size boot device, so I have to go with the by default. I'm not going to change anything here. So let me press F2 to continue. And yes, in here for the partition, if you want to, then you can have to create the partition. You use the GPT partition for the disk, and if you don't want to create GTP partition, then you can use the entire disk. Okay, so I'm going to use the entire disk. So select the use the entire disk, and then press F2 to continue. So here you have to give your system name, so host name. So you can see it's Solaris is already it's there. Now let me give here or else let me remove all those things. I have to give here my test underscore VM. Okay, my test hyphen VM. Okay, so this is my host name. Let me press F2 to continue. Yeah, it's a network selection. So yes, so already it's selected. So let me press F2 to continue. Yes, here is two options for the network interface, DHCP and statics. So in my case, I'm not going to now assign a static IP. I will go with the DHCP. Later, I will change the IP, and then a static IP I will change. So in another video, I will show you how to assign a static IP. So in this time, I'm going to with by default DHCP. Then F2 to continue. Here you have to select the region. So in my actually my region is in Asia, so I have to select Asia, and then F2 continue. In Asia, I have to select India because I am from India, so I have to select India. Then press F2 again to continue. And here in India and Asia, Kolkata, correct. So again F2 to continue. Language English, correct. F2 to continue. Here the language, that's fine. That by default we will go United States. F2 to continue again. Yes, so here is year and day, timing and date and time you have to set. I can say so. By default, date is perfect. Timing I have to change. So now time is 17 29. Okay, then again F2 to press F2 to continue that keyword layout. That's fine, US English. Let me F2 to continue. Here you have to assign the root password, so let me assign the root password. And one more thing, you have to create one account also, because once you boot the system, like and then if you try to log in, so through the root account, you will not able to log in first time. Okay, that is disabled. So what you have to do, you have to create one local account. So let me create an account. I am creating account. That username is a test. Okay, let me assign the password. Sorry. That name is asking name. Let me give test, and username is a test. Let me assign the password. Okay, F2 to continue again. So in this is like email ID. If you want, you can configure here. So for in my case, not necessary. So I'm skipping this part. So what I have to do, I have to press again F2 to continue. And now finalize. You can see like everything in the place, whatever we configure. So you can see everything is showing here. So again I have to press F2 to install. Okay, so like here it will take time. So like I can say it will take at least 10 to 12 minutes to initialization to complete. So we have to wait for 10 to 12 minutes. Okay, meanwhile let me show you one more thing. Like if you searching like any Linux cloud and Ansible kind of document, you can go directly my Linux hub website. This is my website, and you will get all the Linux and Ansible and Docker related documents. Like Docker I am planning to upload, so I will upload I will upload quickly that documents, but Linux related and Ansible related documents are available here. If you want, you can go and check it. Okay, fine. So here we have to wait, because it will take to complete 10 to 12 minutes. So we should have to wait. Yes, in here 99, like so, like it will take to complete from here also. Like we have to wait at least 5 to 6 minutes. So don't worry. Like like sometimes you will think about like it's stuck. Not like that. It will take time at least 7 minutes. So we have to wait. So basically, I can say, it will take half an hour to install. Like total of, if you count all times, it will take half an hour to install that solely. So whenever we are, installing the like Red Hat and CentOS, Ubuntu, so it will take him like 10 to 15 minutes. But yeah, in this case, like Solis, it's taking half an hour total time to installation to complete. I was planning to pause the video, but so what? Later I think no, I have to show you all, like this thing also. So some people when trying to install after 99%, after 5 to 6 minutes, they are thinking, oh, it's not moving, so it's something is wrong. So no, so that's why I want to show you, like no, we have to wait because it will take time at least 7 to 8 minutes to complete after 99%. So we need to wait. if you think like any like Ansible, Linux, Docker, you know, like if you need any kind of video, any help, so please comment it. So like I will upload the video. So if you comment it, then it's like I can also understand like what I have to I can say what I have to change from my end. So like it will be it will be easy to understand like what my user is 1 minute, 1 minute. Yeah, so I was telling like what my user needs. So I can ready to help you anytime. So like if you need any kind of help, please comment it. Like so I will prepare the video and then I will upload in my YouTube channel. Yeah, fine. You can see it's completed now. So like everything is perfect. Installation completed. So now let me reboot. So what you have to do, you have to press F8 to reboot. Now again it will take after reboot again it will take time, at least 5 minutes. So again we have to wait. Oh, I forgot to remove the media. Okay, let me go after the rebooting. Before you're going to reboot, what you have to do, go to the storage and remove this media. Yeah, so here also again it will take time, so 5 to 6 minutes again we have to wait. If you press escape button, then in the background you will see what's happening. So that's why I press escape button. So you can see loading SMF service. So so it will start all the prerequisite service and all the file. So you need to set up. Yes, so host name is showing my test -VM, right? No more. Finally, we got the login prompt, so I can say successfully log installation completed. So this is console. So let me log in. So I have created test user, right? So let me 1 second. Let me show you something here. If you log in through root, So you can see that if you try to log in through the root, you can see you will get the login account failure, permission denied, rules cannot log in directly. Okay, so what you have to do, you have to log in with the local account which one you created. Okay, so in my case I have created test, so test, let me give the password. Yeah, finally okay, now let me check what is the IP. Let me log in through the putty now, then I will show you. What is IP? 192.168.56.116. Yes, let me give the username and password. Yes, so you can see I am able to log in outside the console also through the putty. I am able to log in. Let me switch to root, su hyphen, let me give the password. Yes, so now I am switched to root user account. If you put df-h command here, you can see all the file system which one is created by default, it's showing here. Okay, if you check uname, uname -r, you will give the version, uname -a, kernel details. So this is the way you can, I can say you can install the Solaris, okay, in a VirtualBox. So I hope you like this video. So please comment it, like if you need any modification, if I miss anything, so please comment it, subscribe and like it. Thanks for your watching. In the next video I will show you how to assign a static IP, and thanks.